Cops wrongfully arrest a black man until he calls his brother, the U.S. Attorney General. It was a quiet evening in downtown Chicago when Malcolm Carter, a well-dressed black man in his early 30s, stepped out of a high-end restaurant after celebrating his recent promotion at a prestigious law firm. With his phone in one hand and car keys in the other, he walked toward his luxury sedan parked a block away. He had no idea that within minutes, his life would take a drastic and humiliating turn. As he reached for his car door, flashing red and blue lights flooded the street. A police cruiser screeched to a stop behind him, and two officers, Sergeant Rick Dawson and Officer Kyle Matthews, stepped out, hands resting on their holsters. "Put your hands where we can see them," Dawson barked. Confused but compliant, Malcolm raised his hands. "Is there a problem, officers?" he asked calmly. "We got a report of a stolen vehicle in the area that matches this description," Matthews said, approaching with caution. Malcolm frowned. "This is my car. I can show you my registration and ID." "We'll see about that. Step away from the vehicle and put your hands on the roof." Knowing better than to argue, Malcolm did as instructed. Dawson yanked his arms behind his back, slamming him against the car. Malcolm gritted his teeth as cold metal cuffs tightened around his wrists. "You're making a mistake," he protested. "Check my ID." "Save it for the judge," Dawson sneered. "You're coming with us." Pedestrians stopped to watch. Some recorded on their phones, murmuring about racial profiling. Malcolm, a Harvard law graduate who knew his rights better than most, was furious but maintained his composure. He knew one wrong move could turn this from an unlawful arrest into something much worse. In the back of the squad car, he took a deep breath and pulled his phone from his pocket before the officers could seize it. He pressed speed dial. "Malcolm?" "What's wrong?" came the deep, authoritative voice on the other end. "Ethan, I've been arrested for no reason." There was a pause, then the voice hardened. "Where are you?" 23rd and Lexington. "They think I stole my own car." Ethan Carter, the United States Attorney General, went silent for a beat. Then, "Hand the phone to one of the officers." "Now." Malcolm turned to Dawson, who was watching him in the rearview mirror. "My brother wants a word with you." Dawson chuckled. "Nice try. Who is he, your lawyer?" "No," Malcolm said evenly. "He's the Attorney General of the United States." Dawson's smirk disappeared. Matthews, still in the driver's seat, stiffened. "Take the phone," Malcolm insisted. Dawson hesitated before snatching it from Malcolm's hands. "Who is this?" The voice on the line was ice cold. "This is Ethan Carter, United States Attorney General. Who am I speaking with?" Dawson's face turned ghostly pale. Sergeant Rick Dawson, sir." "Sergeant Dawson, you have just unlawfully detained my brother. You have exactly 60 seconds to release him, or I will personally see to it that your department is investigated for civil rights violations." Matthews shot Dawson a panicked look. "Sarge!" Dawson swallowed hard, gripping the phone. "Sir, we were just following procedure." "Procedure?" Ethan snapped. "Does your procedure involve arresting innocent men based on the color of their skin? I suggest you look at his ID, his vehicle registration, and apologize before this escalates into a national incident. You have 40 seconds. Beads of sweat formed on Dawson's forehead. He turned to Matthews. "Get him out of the car. Now." Matthews scrambled, opening the back door. "Sir, there's been a misunderstanding," he stammered as he unfastened Malcolm's cuffs. Malcolm stepped out, rubbing his wrists. He locked eyes with Dawson. "A misunderstanding?" he repeated. "Or a violation of my rights?" Dawson handed back the phone, his hand slightly shaking. "Mr. Carter, we apologize." Malcolm took the phone and put it to his ear. "Ethan, I'm still here. Are you free?" "Yeah." "Good. Give them my number. I expect a written apology from the precinct by tomorrow morning." "And Malcolm?" "Yeah. I'll be making some calls about this department tonight." Dawson flinched. Malcolm smirked, sliding his phone back into his pocket. "You heard him." With that, he got into his car and drove away, leaving the two officers standing under the glare of their squad car's flashing lights, realizing they had just made the biggest mistake of their careers.